Joining me with further details on this KPBS iNewsSource story is KPBS investigative reporter Amitha Sharma. Amitha, thanks for being here. Now, you and our partners on Investigative News Source actually examined political ads that ran in UT San Diego from Labor Day 2012 to Election Day. How did you get this data, and what did you find in terms of the number of ads that ran?
Well, in the case of the 52nd Congressional District, we found that Republican candidate, the incumbent, Brian Bilbray, ran 27 ads, or bought space for 27 full-page ads in the UT San Diego. However, his challenger, Scott Peters, bought no ads. And in the case of the San Diego mayoral race, we had this anti-Filner political action committee called San Diegans for Reform in Government against Bob Filner, paid $25,000 for 16 full-page ads in the UT San Diego. But Filner didn't buy any ads, and I believe Republican candidate Carl DeMaio bought a couple of ads.
Now, these are close races that we were talking about, the 52nd Congressional District, the mayor's race. What did you learn about the cost of these ads and why maybe they bought or did not buy ads?
Well, so in the case of Brian Bilbray, he paid $25,000 for 27 full-page ads. And in the case, again, of the anti-Filner Political Action Committee, they paid $25,000 for 16 full-page ads. So we wondered about this, and we went to the campaign people for Scott Peters, and we asked them why they didn't run any ads in the UT San Diego. And they said that they were too expensive, and they didn't think it was a wise expenditure of their campaign resources. And I said, well, what price were you quoted? And they said, we were quoted a package of $24,000 for 3 full-page ads. We went to Filner's people and say, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you run ads in the UT? And they said, well, we thought they were too expensive. And again, we prefer to spend our money on television advertising. And I said, what price were you quoted? And they said $8,000 per full-page ad. So we went back and we looked at the public disclosure forms for candidate Brian Bilbray, and it showed that so again, he spent this $25,000 for the 27 full-page ads, and we checked with the law. We checked with federal elections folks, and they said that it appeared that there was a discount if you looked at the public disclosure forms. And federal elections folks say that, look, you cannot have a discount.
Yeah, they have to be fairly charged.
Right.
But certainly a newspaper can endorse a Republican candidate over a Democratic candidate, but this is about that they weren't being offered the same price.
Right. They weren't. So according to federal election law, you have to offer each candidate the same price. You actually have to charge market rates, so you don't want to leave out the rest of the customers. So in the case of the 52nd congressional race, that does not appear to have happened. But when it comes to on the state side, state elections law, in the case of the San Diego mayoral race, it appears that the anti-Filner PAC was offered a discount. Now, according to state law, you can do that.
That was my next question. You can offer discounts to anyone you want, including a political party?
But you have to record that discount. So the paper would have had to have recorded that discount as an in-kind contribution to the anti-Filner committee. And according to public disclosure forms, there is no record of an in-kind contribution.
What do UT owners Doug Manchester and John Lynch have to say about these discount ads and about your investigative story?
We wanted to sit down and do an interview with them. They declined. We asked them about their political advertising rates. CEO John Lynch said that we offered a bundle advertising rate to all candidates, and that was how that was designed to draw political advertising.
Did the records validate that claim?
We don't know, because we asked him what that advertising rate was. He declined to say.
All right. Well, Amitha, I want to let people know that they can see your complete web story and they can hear you on the radio by going to kpbs.org, or they can tune in next week for a video report on this entire report. We're looking forward to that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy.